Hello, you're watching the Reed Center Cooking Show from the EVPL studios, where our kitchen is always fully booked. Today's episode is about science in cooking. So our chefs are going to be doing some fun edible experiments. We've got the captain of Central's Reed Center here, Miss Stacy Hurt. She's a lover of science, robots, and tasty treats, and she'll be judging our contestants on 2 points, taste and presentation. Now let's meet our contestants.
All right, everybody, before we get started with our cooking today, it's really important that we talk about safety in the kitchen. So, of course, we're gonna start out with washing our hands really well because we're making food for other people. Then, if you've got long hair like me, you're gonna wanna put it back and out of your way. Whenever you're using the oven, you're always gonna wanna make sure that you're safe and that you have adult help if you need it. And the same goes for anything sharp, any kind of chemicals, anything that could potentially be dangerous.
All right, we're back with Audra. What experiment are you cooking up for us today?
Today we're going to be making a pink edible slime.
Ooh, slimy.
All right, everybody, I'm Audra, and today we are going to be making an edible slime. So let's get started. Slime is one of my favorite science activities. It's icky, it's gooey, and this one is sweet. So first, we're gonna need our marshmallows, 10 of the big ones, and you wanna make sure that you get them in a bowl that you can put in the microwave, so plastic. Okay, marshmallows heat up really fast, so we're gonna wanna put this in there for just about 10 seconds. We're gonna check and stir and see if they're all melted. And if they're not, we'll do just a couple more at a time. So I'll be back. Okay, everybody, we've got our melted marshmallow goo. I'm gonna add a little bit of pink food coloring to mine, but you could really do any color. So just a couple drops should do it. And we'll stir really good. All right, it's looking really pink. And we're gonna wanna act a little bit quick because our marshmallows might stiffen back up. So we are going to use what's called a sieve, and this is going to help us sift in some powdered sugar and some cornstarch. All right, you wanna stir it up as you go. All right, everybody, this one got a little bit messy, but I think we are all mixed up. Looks a little bit like taffy or maybe some bubble gum. If your slime is a little too sticky, you can add a little bit more of the cornstarch, and that will help it firm up a little bit like this. All right, so slime is one of my favorite types of science. So liquids like water or things that you drink, typically juice, those are called Newtonian liquids. So the atoms in those can actually slide around each other. That's why you can pour them like a cup of water. Slime and a few other things are actually a non-Newtonian liquid. So the viscosity of slime or the resistance actually changes depending on the forces that you apply to it. So when you stretch it, or you squish it, it's actually changing its state. We'll see what the judges think, but I think that this experiment was delicious.
I'm here with Christina again. What experiment are you cooking up for us today?
Today we're going to be making disappearing marshmallow puffs.
I can make some marshmallows disappear myself, so let's see.
All right, so we're gonna make disappearing marshmallow puffs. And first we need to melt some butter in this dish. I'm just gonna pop it in the microwave for a little bit. All right, and it shouldn't take very long to melt butter, like 10, 15, 20 seconds. All right, then we're going to make some cinnamon sugar. Well, I'm gonna get a 1/4 cup of sugar. And a teaspoon of cinnamon. And mix this up really good with a spoon. And once it's combined, I'll open up the crescent rolls. Okay. So we're going to do 1 marshmallow per crescent roll. So I'm going to get some of these triangles rolled out. And you take a marshmallow and roll it around in the butter. And then cover it in cinnamon sugar. And then you place it at the big end of the triangle and pull each corner together over the marshmallow and then roll it all the way up. Got to make sure that you pinch closed any seams so that the marshmallow cannot escape as it's baking. Then you dip the bottom of your little puff in the butter and place it in the muffin pan. All right, once you've got them in your muffin pan, you bake them at 375 for 10 to 15 minutes or until they look toasty and brown on top. Okay, once you pull them out of the oven, they look toasty brown and hot like this. And if you have any that have holes, you can peek in and see that the marshmallow has disappeared. So we'll talk about that in just a minute, but we're gonna make some icing to go on top. All right, so I've pulled them out to cool on this plate and to make it easier to ice them. So we're gonna take this bowl, we're going to add 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. And a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then a teaspoon or 2 of milk until you get the desired consistency. All right, once you have a glaze that's runny like this, you can drizzle it on these rolls. All right, these look so good, but before I try one, let's talk real quick about why the marshmallow disappeared. Where do you think it went? Marshmallows, it turns out, are a type of foam that is stabilized with sugar and proteins. And when you bake them, the marshmallow heats up and those proteins and sugar start to break down. And the sugar eventually melts into the dough, and all the air that is trapped in a marshmallow, because air is half the volume, all of that dissipates and you're left with no marshmallow and just a really yummy looking roll. So let's take a bite. It's really good, and look, there's no marshmallow inside. It's completely gone.
Okay, we're here with Claire again. All right, Claire, what fantastic science experiment are you cooking up for us today?
So today I am making creamless banana ice cream.
Creamless, okay, so it's dairy-free. Could be good for some people.
For today's episode on edible science experiments, I'm going to be making creamless banana ice cream. This is a dairy-free treat, so let's get started. This recipe is super simple. It just uses frozen bananas. So you want to make sure that you cut these up into chunks, and you want them to be very ripe, but not too brown. So you want to put them in the fridge the night before if you want them the next day, and just let them freeze overnight. You're also going to be using cinnamon and vanilla, and it's really simple. We're just going to add our bananas into our blender here. Now this is 4 chopped up bananas. And like I said, I let them get very ripe. It makes them creamier. So yeah, just break those up. So then we're gonna take a pinch of ground cinnamon. I'm just gonna give it a healthy little shake because I think a little extra never hurts. All right, so now we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. This just gives it a little extra flavor. So we are going to start at the lowest setting and move up to the highest setting just to make sure everything blends smoothly. All right, so here is our creamless banana ice cream. It looks delicious, and there is so much science in ice cream. The amount of air that's in it, the size of the ice crystals, they all affect the flavor of the ice cream. Bananas are low in water and high in sugar, which affects the size of the ice crystals and makes it especially creamy. So let's give it a taste. Perfect for a summer treat.
Okay, Miss Stacy, your first science experiment is creamless banana ice cream.
Ice cream with no cream in it? Sounds intriguing. Oh my. It tastes like ice cream. Oh, that is yummy. I like that.
Next up is a disappearing marshmallow puff.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that looks yummy. There's no marshmallow inside. Must have disappeared. Ooh, that is tasty. Okay.
Your final science experiment is edible slime.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, this one gets bonus points for appearance. Slimy. Oh, now this is a tough call. The slime is good and slimy. The disappearing marshmallow, oh, I love the flavors. And I'm just intrigued with ice cream that has no cream in it. Oh, this one is very hard, but I'm gonna have to go for the marshmallow.
Okay, I'm here with Christina, this week's science winner. How does it feel to be the most scientific cook in the competition?
I don't know if I can say I'm the most scientific, but I did have a lot of fun with this competition.
What made you decide to choose the disappearing marshmallow dish?
It's a bit of a magic trick and a science experiment rolled into one, and it's really yummy.
Well, thank you guys. We'll see you next time.